Hello everybody, this is Bulldozer Investing. Today is January 21st, 2021. It is 5:11 p.m. And I'm here to analyze the markets. I did some great calls today and then messed up at the end of the day. We'll go over that afterwards. So let's go ahead and analyze the market. Let's do daily on VIX. Of course, as we were mentioning, VIX did look bearish, but during the day, I did sell my Apple shares and I thought that market was very strong, but at the same time, VIX was rising and it hit this trend. So it hit this wedge upper channel and it came back. I believe that VIX is going to spike a little bit. So now the market looks very strong. Yes, the earnings weren't bad. However, get ready for a shake off. I believe that this zone right here, let me go ahead and draw this. So this zone right here has been pretty supportive lately with VIX, and we did reach that area. So tomorrow, I don't know if it's going to be a profit taking. I don't know what it is. Market looks strong, and VIX looks bearish, but I don't like this zone as we saw the spikes here. So we're reaching that zone. And I'm going to be watching very carefully. I am more on cash right now. So let's take a look at our list. But before we go over, let's go ahead and look at SPY. SPY, I believe it's at its all-time highs. So when we predict SPY, we're not going to have prehistoric charts because we're at all-time highs. I do believe that this range that I drew up, the 61.8 and 50, we reached that. So if we come back down to 381.93, so 382 and 380, don't get freaked out, that's totally fine. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do fall around that range. So I can actually delete this one. Okay. So falling back to the 50 fib of 381.96 is totally fine, or the 377, 378 range. Now, what would cause that? I don't know, but we also have the 9-day moving average to fill this gap. Don't be surprised if the market pulls back. I don't want to scare people, but this bounce was huge. Okay? So if we want to retrace it, we can go ahead and do this. So yeah. Actually, exactly where we're fitting exact fib, this level right here. So 377.98 is a key area. So we need to watch for that area if we do come back. Now, you can keep on riding the Apple and everything else. We'll go over Apple soon, but I think market needs to come to a rest a little. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, tremendous upside. And usually when we see 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, the market will set to retrigger so that all the internals are relaxed and everything else. Okay. So don't be surprised if we see a down day next couple days. That's fine. So market and VIX, for some reason, I'm being precautious. It looks like this 20-day moving average has been supportive. If we do come down, I think the downside is 37 or 377.97. If we go up, 390 is my 100% range. Okay. So let's keep that in mind and we'll go over the stocks. Apple first. So Apple, and I'm not surprised to this. I don't know how it spiked up to 139. I don't know where that is coming from. I didn't see it. But we finished right on that 161. So I did tell you that don't be surprised. Yeah, right here, 136.87 was the close. And I said today, I said the max upside I see is 136.74. So we were a couple cents off, but I sold it at 136. I wanted to be safe. Surely enough, I might have missed a couple $100, but that's fine. It gapped over our box and it hit, and it even went over. So I don't know what this spike is. It might be a glitch. I don't know. I never saw 139. Today, Maybe it was like after hours, it was some type of glitch, I don't know. But anyhow, besides, predicting that 136 would have come, we did do that options. Remember I told you the January 29th lottos at 140, we were spot on. Now, where would I expect? So a lot of people said, okay, we'll sell Apple, but where would it come down to? We have to retrace from this low, which I did predict, by the way. We were up here. I said, don't be surprised if we hit 126, and we did. So if we take it simple from here, I would say that we're going to retrace back to 131.9, so 132. Even the 20-day moving average of 131 should be fine. I don't like this stock moving up before the earnings. We don't want to miss it. Okay. On the earnings, I do feel like we could hit 151. But this needs to relax, flag a little, maybe come down to 132, 131 area. Okay. So just be cautious. If you want to buy an Apple, don't chase it. Wait till next, Wednesday, Tuesday. We'll see how it reacts. If it goes up by then, I mean, I don't want to risk it. So we'll see what happens from there. I do have Facebook, so I'm going to go over Facebook really quickly. So Facebook, a tremendous, I said, it might be a possible double bottom. I was bearish on it, but some part of me said go in, so I went in. Made a few bucks, not a lot. I probably put like 5% of my portfolio, so it wasn't a big position anyways. It hit and passed the 50, so I see the max upside would be 277. We did say that the last time we did the video. It did reach our yellow box area. Now, I don't know what will happen in the earnings, but for some reason, 298 is showing up, and why not, right? Let's fix this Fibonacci. Actually, the high would be 297.38. So let's do that, 297.38. What is this low? 244.13. It's a couple cents here and there. It's not that much, but we'll go ahead and fix this up. Low 244.61. Okay, so this is a little bit more fixed up right now. So the earnings 296, I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see what happens. Again, it might reset back to the 20-day moving average. We don't know. It did go up. This was a hard bounce, more than 20 bucks. So that's pretty good bounce right there. We might see something like this, like flag and then move up. We'll see what happens. But the last earnings call, actually, it didn't do much. It actually went down. See what happens from there. Let's take a look at what happened on the 1 year last year. The last earnings, it went down, bounced back up, then the coronavirus crash had happened. Okay, well, so we'll see what happens from there. This is a name that I did say that it looked bearish, but after the bounce, I said it's okay to get in, and it reached the area that I was targeting, so that's fine. We'll look at Tesla. I think Tesla, I did mention a couple times that Tesla is overvalued, and you only want to play the chart at this point. And the Tesla chart right now looks bullish. I'm not looking at the valuation. Pretty supportive on this 9-day moving average. Okay, so we bounce up. I see anywhere from 921 to 949. This is pretty conservative compared to other analysts. Some of them went to 1,000, so I think this 1,000 range is doable. So that 1,038 is doable, but the calls are super expensive. I have comments on this, and I sold it today, and it went down a little. I'll look for a little more downside, and I'll get in before the earnings on this one. NIO is another name that was kind of dragging down today, and then it bounced back. As I mentioned, this yellow box is going to be a magnet, and it keeps bouncing on and off between these yellow boxes. Pretty strong support right on the box that we drew. Bounced back up, hit this trend line that we drew again, into the box. So expect it to trade around this range. I think it's waiting for the Tesla earnings. Upside to this, besides 59.4, which is like a dollar, a little more than $1 away. The next target would be 69.89, but again, I don't know if it's going to be the earnings, or I don't know if it's going to be the Tesla earnings. Max downside to this is going to be around $53. Zoom, I bought it. I bought some today, not a lot, but a little bit. I did post the chart on Twitter, so let's go ahead and do an hourly on this. It's flagging, so I see it's a nice chart. So I did draw this yellow box, bounced off from there. I think this is just flagging on the hourly. Okay, so expect an upside from here. My target is 412. Okay, it is an overvalued stock, but I'm just doing purely technicals. It broke out of this wedge. I believe it's going to go a little bit higher. It might sink down a little bit and then go a lot higher after that. We'll see what happens. Name that I got in. I'm not expecting too much to the upside with this one, but I think it's going to, was a nice bounce from here on the 9-day moving average. I believe it's going to test the cloud bottom around 412. So in and out on this name if it works out. Okay, not super bullish yet. I do want to see this rounding bottom, rounding bottom, and then we'll get it. But for now, it's just a swing trade. BIGC, I wanted to just show you that, a lot of people had asked me this previously, and I said, this is a name that you just buy with the money that you're willing to lose and forget, and don't look at it every day, because it might look bearish, and then because 32% of short, you might get a short squeeze on a single news. And that's what it did, and I like this volume. So I didn't draw this, as you guys know, most of the time. You guys ask me and I draw these boxes and I leave it alone. We haven't reviewed BIGC for a long time, but look how accurate we were. Couple cents off and it hit that target. Okay. Now, where do we go from here? I wouldn't touch this name yet. So if you sold it today, that's great. I would wait for it to come down a little bit, maybe towards 65, 66, and then play it. Overall, on the daily, it is still, according to Ichimoku, it is still on the heavy bearish cloud right here. So I can't long it from here. Looking at it weekly, of course, it's a new stock. On the weekly, it broke out of this trend, the downtrend. So let's see what happens. The most upside to this would be 75.3. You do want to sell these rips because it comes down. So this is a name that I would trade rather than own yet. Okay, I don't know how large the squeeze will be because, like I said, if you own this, treat it as a lotto play. So on the hourly, you can see how accurate we were. It is flagging though. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to 75, but I'll be cautious with this name because every time it goes up, it gets a sell-off. So just watch out for that. Unity is another name that I was looking for today, and I like the chart. I didn't get in, but I think it's flagging. If it breaks out, it's a nice name. Pretty good support on the cloud top right here. That's why it caught my attention. So the 50-day moving average got supported. Cloud top got supported. So we'll see what happens with this name. Maybe nearby the earnings. It does happen to have good earnings. It always spikes up, at least for the first earning. So it only had one earning. But I think they'll have good earnings and it'll blow up towards upwards. But we'll see. This is still a play that, let's go ahead and delete the bearish case scenario. And let's do something like this. This is a name that I'm going to watch carefully, but I'm not in yet. You can see it did kind of test the 61.8 Fibonacci. I would definitely say first target is here. And the second target is right here. Okay. We'll see what happens. So first target 151 to 155, upside 168. And maybe if they have great earnings, we can see 188. I don't know the valuation of this company. We'll find out afterwards. But again, market doesn't move on valuations anymore. BLSP was a request. I don't know if this is a spec. I don't know. I don't know what this company. I don't think it's a spec because it's a penny stock. Specs start with $10, as I'm guessing. It has been on a descending wedge. So it's a penny stock treated as a penny stock. You know, you can't put your entire account in this, but I can tell you that MACD is still waiting for a crossover. This still has time. The 50 will act as a support at 0.0132. If you do want to do a quick extension, this is a rough extension. And again, this is going to be an estimate because it's a penny stock. It would be around 0.0338 to 0.0385. I don't like to chart these because it's a penny stock and people like to say, okay, wow, I could double my money and so forth. But this is not how things work on penny stocks. It's pretty speculative. So if you do request, you know, stocks that are more chartable, I'll be happy about it because penny stocks, it's just a gamble to me, I'll say. CLOV was another request. This was basically, I forgot, it's IPOC, IPOC, and then it got merged, and now it's CLOV. This has been a pain for everybody that I'm hearing, you know, after merge. So you want to actually sell the news. As soon as it got merged, that's where you want to sell it. I do think the upside to this is 1424 on the short-term side. Let's rechart this because I don't know last time I did this, so let's go ahead and delete everything. If you are already in the name, what we can do is tell you that this is at a buying range right now. So you see this range right here, perfect bounce off of the 61.8. So pretty much a technical bounce. Where would it go from here is, we'll just do a quick retracement. And this is a fairly new stock, so I can't really like predict to the cent. But the upside I see here on the shorter term side, 1526 to 1577. It is a good sign that it came back off of 61.8 Fibonacci level, which is sitting at 1317. It hit the 50% and then came back again. So we'll see. The 1424 is the resistance level that you want to watch out for, but the upside to this is 1526, 1577. If you want to be like a super bullish case scenario, it would be around 20 bucks. But I can't promise you that. It's just super bullish. Like I have to tell you that scenario as well. Okay. Let's see. I think this is like African Amazon. I don't know. JMIA is in Africa. I'm not sure. I'm sorry if I totally got this wrong, but it's a nice cup and handle I see here. It looks bullish for now. Yeah, nice looking chart. I would say I like this formation. I think it's digging for an upside. Nice support on the 20-day moving average, and which is where the cloud top is right here. Yeah, the chart looks bullish. I can say, and this is going to be a rough sketch. Again, a short-term upside to this would be around this range right here, $50, 50.55. Most upside I see here is on the short, medium term, 65. The chart looks. I like this cup and handle. It's very determined. It's very determined. I do see an upside on this one, according to the chart. Of course, if some odd news come out for any reason, and the market goes down, yeah, it is also supportive on this extension. So this line of 61.8 is pretty supportive. I want to also draw another box here. This could ultimately be another target. Okay, we'll see. I'm going to draw one more thing. I want to try pitchfork on this to see what's happening. Yeah, pretty good support on this line right here. So let's draw another pitchfork. So let's take a look. Low 24.53. It's going to be a rough sketch, but yeah, here you go. Like this, I do see that, yeah. So if we do extend this box right here, we could hit even right here around 53. So we'll see what happens, but I do think this chart looks bullish. So I mean, you might see like, you know, other people from Twitter posting the charts. I'm going to be conservative and say 48 is the next spike up, and 50.5. The highest target I see is $65. Now we can do something like this to predict, and it might not be too accurate, but let's see. So yeah, around 59, that's what it says. So this is going to have an upside. I'd say like anywhere from 56 to 65, this range could happen, but our first target will be at 48.9. Okay, pretty bullish. And again, I don't know the company structure, if it's an ADR. Yeah, it is an ADR actually. So it's an ADR. I think this is the African Amazon. That's what, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it was South Asia, but I think it's Africa. So yeah, watch out. I say the first resistance will be 48.77, so watch out for that area. Next, this was another request, MP materials. Okay. Again, this chart looks good. I don't know where you guys are getting these names, but this chart looks good. I mean, it's a roughly cup and handle. I like this chart as well. This is going to be a hard one to chart, but let's see. It already did hit the 50 Fibonacci level, so I might just chill off on this one a little bit and look for a downside of this range right here. So basically where the cloud top is sitting 32.46, it will be a nice area to buy. The upside here will be right around here. I do think there's a huge resistance at 36.16. If you have it and if you're longing it, just watch out for that area. The downside would be, the top would be around 32.53. Okay. We'll see what happens. Not familiar with the name. I'm sorry, like I can't know all the stocks, so some of these names I'm not sure. MWK was another request. Mohawk Group Holdings. It's on a tier, I mean, but if you have it, you can let it ride, but if you want to get in from here, I don't know. Let's take a look at the weekly, see where it's coming from. It's been on a tier, yeah. I mean, if, like I said, like if you bought it here, let it ride, but would I want to get in from here? I'm not so sure. Let's look to see. It's bullish. I mean, I can't say that it's bearish, but I can't tell you to go in from here because I can't really tell you the upside from here. So that's all I'm going to say for WMK. Moderna is something that I wanted to show you guys. Remember how accurate our boxes are, and I said wait patiently on this one. It hit our target, first target, 137.19 area. I'm not sure if this was the high today, but it pretty much got So I do have a relative. He called me up. He said, where do I sell it? I looked at the chart. Let's delete this yellow box because we were dead on. And you can't get close enough on this one. I mean, maybe a single cent off. Maybe the highest was 137.8 today. I'm not sure. Let's take a look. The high here is 137 exact. So we were off 19 cents. That's really close, actually. So what do you do in this case? Like, do you keep it? Do you let it ride? I don't know. I don't know. Like, I mean, I can tell you a super bullish case scenario on the MACD is okay. The RSI is rising. The stochastics is on the bullish side of it. But again, you have to be patient. Don't get scared if this drops down to 129.71. I think the next target on this one is 145. Okay. You just have to let it ride, but I don't know how much patience you'd have. That's the trick. But as we were wandering around here, I said my first target is 123. It got there, kind of got sold off after that, rested, and then went up right on the target that we mentioned, 137. If you're patient, if you're long with the name, I think my target is 145 next, but I'm not saying it's going to go there in a day. It might relax a little, come back down to 127s, and then go back up to 145. IPOE. This is a name that I mentioned last Friday that I got in. Hit our target of 24.22. Of course, I didn't get it. I got in right here around like 19 something. I can't remember the exact price. I sold it right here around 21.34, 38, maybe around the previous top. It's flagging. It's definitely flagging. It might even go retest this gap right here. But I just wanted to show you how accurate these yellow boxes are. A couple cents off here and there, but we definitely always hit our target. Okay, you see the resistance here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable how accurate these Fibonacci is, because market is basically trading off of technicals right now. So you see this candle, where the Fibonacci is and how it got stuffed right there. It's totally normal. Okay, how it touched it, came back, touched it again, coming back. I think this is just flagging, and you might see a trend like this. It might just come maybe even as far as down as 20 and then bounce up. But just wanted to show you how accurate these yellow boxes and the fib levels that we draw. I'm not telling you to go in yet, but we were pretty right on this one. IVR was another request. I did say that there was a resistance. I remember reviewing this, and I had a message. It said that it broke over the resistance. My idea is that never buy the first breakout. If you had the name, I believe the person owns the name. So how accurate were we? Pretty darn accurate, because where it closes right underneath the resistance. Okay. Pretty nice gain right here. So if you did sell this off, that's pretty good. When I say sell it off, you're going to say, are you expecting a down day? Well, it is totally normal for this to have an inside candle and maybe come down as far as right here. But this is a name I believe you can keep for longer term until coronavirus is over. Then you'll be happy that you kept it. I'm going to give like a very long, I think it might eventually fill this gap. But again, this is a very slow moving fiat. I think that's what it is. And I mean, until coronavirus, we know that things are not going to, the rent space, all the lease things, I don't know how those work right now, but eventually it has a huge gap to fill. Why not? But you have to sit and wait, and I don't like sitting and waiting. So we might expect 347, pretty nice support on the 9-day moving average. I don't know what the rip was about, but we did say that it might retest this resistance. So I'd wait for a fall and then get back in. American Airlines. I believe that United Airlines had a bad earning, or expected actually, but it did take a hit. And I said that, you know, all the airline stocks are pretty much same. And I said don't buy the first rip, always wait. And you're seeing that. Cloud top support. If you do want to average in at this point, why not? But this is the thing, right? Not only that United Airlines are going to go through earnings, which it did today, this morning. American Airlines, Spirit Airlines, Alaskan, Boeing is going to, you know, go ahead and deliver their earnings. So all of those are going to be catalysts. And American Airlines can come down to as far as 1462 if all those earnings come out bad. Now, I did have a call on United Airlines, and it's just a small one call. You know, like I'm not betting my life on it, just as I did, and I'm going to go over Intel in a second. But you know, it's supportive on this cloud top right here, which is 15.6. But because all these airlines are going to go ahead and do all the earnings calls this week and beginning of February, I think. So you don't want to risk it. You don't want to average down here yet, I would say that. Let's take a look at United Airlines. You see this United Airlines cloud bottom support and how it bounced. I expect American Airlines might do the same thing on that 1462 levels. So if you have the name and you're looking down to average down for American Airlines, I'd say wait for the earnings. You know, like looking at all the other names, like I like Spirit, but you see how Spirit didn't fall as much, and its chart looks a little better. But all these airlines are going to have beginning of February, end of January. They're going to be earning calls. So I'd wait. It's going to be a wait. Like I don't think it's worth the risk to average down yet because American Airlines have not gone through their earnings yet. Spirit actually is coming down better with their earnings. So huge, you know, rip from the last earnings. So I think airlines I want to stay away from right now. That's what I would conclude until they have their earnings, because I pretty much got burned bad with American Airlines once, and I'll say that. And BNGO, Bionano Genomics, this hit our target today, and I sold it. So what did we say yesterday? I said I'm going to sound stingy, I'm going to sound cheap, and the longs are going to probably get mad at me. But I said the technicals are saying, so we were down about, I don't know where we closed yesterday, but this is an hourly candle. So I said, you know, we're going to hit 846 and maybe the next level would be 882. When I'm inside this box, I sell. So I sold it. I waited. I thought maybe I'd sell it at 882. I couldn't. So I sold it right around the range that I explained. Now, would it have more upside? Sure. It's just that, you know, this was a name that I was going to do a swing trade, as I explained. If you know, long this, it could go up to 1484. It's just that, you know, this is an area that I don't have expertise in. We'll see what happens, but if you want to stay long, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it besides the risk of, you know, the stock being, you know, up like 500%. I don't know how much, but it's a good name. I like their technology. It's just that we were in for a swing trade. We got in around when? Right here, right? I deleted the yellow box, and it was a good $1 or $2 gain on the shares, so we went out. Palantir, it's chilling around, you know, 25, 26 areas. As I said, be patient with the name. I'm not in yet because I don't see the rip yet, and I don't see the momentum is still. The MACD, it's about ready. I got a call today, February 1930 calls. I might just build up on those instead of the stock because I want to use the money elsewhere. But I'll probably keep on adding those until, you know, the earnings are on the earnings shouldn't be on March. I don't think this is correct. Earnings shouldn't be on March. I think it's February something. So we'll take a look at that, but we'll see what happens. I'm just, you know, I think it might be flagging also. So this might look like a little micro flag right here. So we'll see what happens. If it rips out of this, We could test 27.55 again, but I think this is a huge resistance. For now, I don't want to put too much money in like last time, because it's like I lost 10K and then I made like 13K afterwards, but it eated the heck out of me because I was so frustrated that the chart looks so good and then it gets like a sell-off. Every day you look at this, rips up and then gets a sell, rips up, and it's like a day trader's dream. So right now I'm just waiting. Unless we go down really hard, that's where I'll probably add comments. But right now I've got one call for Feb 1930 calls, $30 calls, and I'll probably add them average down if it goes down, but we'll see what happens. Okay. We talked about Intel during the day. So Intel, I played a lotto. I said the last two earnings right here kind of got killed, and I got 50 puts for February 19th month out. They're like 27 cents or 27 bucks if you times it by 100. So I said, why not? I just got $100 worth of it, or 108 or something. I don't know what the total was, but I got 5 of them. It ripped. I think the earnings got what do you call earnings were out before the close, and what happened from there is that it pretty much ran up to 64 the same time, and then it didn't do much after hours. So after hours is actually down to 630. I'll wait for $100. I don't really care. I'll just wait till a month. Maybe, who knows, it'll drop. It might not drop. It might just rip to 69. So when I make those lotto calls, they're just like there to be lost. Like I don't care what happens, right? I'm willing to lose that money. So it didn't work out. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But where I got burned, remember I said I don't know why I did this, but since Intel went up and I said, what the hell, IBM is another dinosaur, I'll go ahead and go into IBM, and I bought like $20,000 worth, and I got destroyed for that one. It was a good punish. So I basically wiped out all my gain today and plus more on IBM, and it literally got destroyed. I don't know why I didn't sell it here at 134. I was up like 500 bucks then, and then at the end of this I was down like 1,300. So pretty much got destroyed. I don't know what I'll do with it. I don't want to back hold it. Maybe if it opens a little higher tomorrow. 123 was a good base. Now if I got in around 123, I'll hold it, but pretty much it's a slow moving stock, so I don't want to waste my time on this. I'll probably sell it tomorrow and position myself in on other things. I don't, when you lose 7%, that's fine. You make 8% and you recover your money back. So a lot of people just showing you math, right? When you lose, let's pull the calculator out and let's make this easy, right? You get 10K, you lose 8%, so that's $800, right? So that's, now you have $9,200. Now to get back to 10K, you must make another $800. But that $800 is not 8% anymore. It's going to be 8% plus. So just to give you an idea, you have to make 8.7% to come back even. Now, where can I make this? So I actually want to show you the losing side of it, right? I can't tell you that I'm winning all the time. So I pretty much got destroyed here after hours. So $1,300 off of, like I said, 20K, but it rounded it. I couldn't remember the exact. So pretty much got destroyed, 6%, 6.6. So I must have to make up 7% on this one. So how do I do that? Were we in a bad situation, a couple months ago? Sure, yeah. I mean, look at this, right? We were up like 8,000, then we went down to like $900. I was pretty chilled out. I didn't care. One being, this is a journey account, so I don't really care what I make or lose. Money that I put here is for, let's say, rounding like 15K. Fine, if I come back down to 15K, that's my money. I'm fine with it. So all this is profit, but it does hurt to be 8K up and then like 1,300 down after hours. So that's fine. And these are all the stuff that I have here. Football calls. I posted all these on Twitter This is a trading journey account, so I posted everything I bought today, but pretty much went in with margin too here, so it kind of hurt me, but that's fine. I'll take it off. Not bad. What I'm probably planning to do is out on Facebook, add some on Zoom, Blink, and I don't want to go in Apple yet, but I'll probably do Apple when I sell this. I'll probably buy more Tesla. I might get into Tesla tomorrow, and a starter of Apple. I might hold off on Apple because it's pretty much ripped through, and I'm waiting for it to come down a little. So maybe Nvidia. So we'll cover Nvidia last, and that would be the last stock. Actually, Nvidia also hit our target. I don't know what to do. So sometimes if you can't find a trade, don't trade. That's the thing. Like here, Nvidia, again, you see how spot on our targets are, right? So what happens is that if you rip through this yellow box, that's where you sell inside, because at the end of the day, it closed right on the fib level of 554.51, so 554.70, couple cents. So basically what you want to do is sell if you rip through and wait for it to come back. Overall on Nvidia, it's sitting on a huge extension. I mean, the rip higher is going to be humongous on this one. So let's delete this. Let's delete it. It's too busy. Let's delete this. Let's zoom in. Yeah, upside is going to be huge on this one. But it's like you want to gamble, like how, I mean, I don't think, IBM, I mean, they haven't delivered a positive earnings for like, I don't know how many, 8-7 calls in a row. So that was kind of expected. But IBM Nvidia ripping through the cloud on the daily, if it comes back down to $544, I mean, not a big deal, but I think it's worth it. Like last earnings, okay, like it went down and it hasn't done anything since the last quarter earnings, right? But if this rips, it rips pretty high. So, I mean, looking at other call earnings here, even if it goes down, it picked up. But the last earning, funny enough, it went down and it couldn't pick up, and it's been sitting around this range. I don't want to be stuck on a stock for 3 months and not have anything. So let's see what happens. So if I don't sell IBM, that's probably what's going to happen is I'm going to wait 3 months to make the 1300. I don't really care. I'll probably sell it in the morning and just look for other opportunities out there. There are other great stocks that I can recover. However, I cannot go over all of them because we are almost 42 minutes. It's a lot of time that we've talked today. So there's so many stocks to cover, and I'll cover them tomorrow, and we'll have some trading ideas. But for now, wish you good evening, and we'll see you all tomorrow after market hours.